Hello, my name is Swiss Bianco. In this video we will have a look at another Tecsun radio, in this case the Pl-360. Now this is a used version. I got that cheap from eBay, less than $22 shipped. So there is no manual or packaging or anything to look at. Basically what I wanted to test out with this radio is the difference to the later model that came out. This one is a rebranded one from Countycom, and the stands that we have here are from Countycom as well. So I got me back then the radio and the stand, and then they came out with a glow-in-the-dark version, and I did not have a radio for that one. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to test out the predecessor model of the current model that is available also as a version from Tecsun. So this radio here works pretty good, I would say, pretty much like the new model. The main difference is that we use AA batteries, so we have a easy opening part here for 3 AA batteries, compared to the same system but with a rechargeable phone battery. The question is, if we get that cell phone battery still in like 10-20 years, maybe less than that, quite likely the AA batteries gonna be more easy available than even back then in 10-20 years than that cell phone battery, but we gonna see. So that's the main difference and the main benefit of it. So that older model you can use with the AA batteries, either rechargeable ones or regular one-use batteries. You can adjust the setting to what battery you use, so that you can even recharge the rechargeable ones with a cable, a USB cable. The ports are not the same, so it's not the same cable there either. And this one did not come with the clip. Usually it has a clip on it as well. The color on this one is silver. You get that in black as well. That is just how that came. We have the usual antenna. I think not as long as the newer model, but that for sure works. The usual plug-in there on top for the ferrite antenna, and that is a bit the negative on this one. We see there are marks all over the place, so some little Schweinehund did get a hold of that ferrite and did bite on it. Maybe Chihuahua or something like that. So we see we have quite some marks. That is what you get if you buy a used radio sometimes. But the thing still works. It's basically the same like we have in the newer model, just a different color. And the frequency range is printed on it, and it's the same as well. So we could use that on the old version and that on the new version, no problem at all. But it just plugs in, and we can turn that around. But we see, of course, those marks from the little Schweinehunds. That is how that is. Then we have different layout in front. From the old to the new model, we see the speaker is on top, because the space below is needed for the batteries. They are thicker than the cell phone battery, which gives us less space on top here. We see we have way more buttons by the new version than to the older version, and that really counts. The new version is way better, way easier to use. It has way more function that you easier can put in. Just as an example, we have here the numbers. So if you want to go directly to a frequency, you could push that in, and then you go. By this one, you have basically to scroll through the thing. What you would do is do a scan that you have maybe 10-15 stations, and then you simply scroll through them and until you have the number that you want, and here you simply push it in, and then it goes automatically. That's just one of the advantages of the new one. Plus also you can tune it for upper and lower sidebands way easier and better. That comes more into play if you have frequencies like amateur radio, and yeah, that you have a sound of the radio where you can understand exactly, you hear it's human voices, but you can understand it correctly, so you can tune it in with the upper and lower sideband that you really can understand it. And with this radio we don't have that. We have just the basic functions, so that's another point of it. The receiver quality, I would say, is pretty much the same. The window has the same size, it glows, the illumination is the same and all that, and again you get it in different colors. That is not the problem, but all in all, by that test, it did show that the main advantage of that radio, of the older version, the Pl-360, is the AA battery. If you are somewhere in the middle of the jungle or something, and or out away, AA batteries you quite likely get way easier than the cell phone batteries, or a charger for the cell phone batteries and all that. It's just the easier radio for that kind of use, but you lose the functionality in quite some points. So it depends. For starters, if you can't afford the newer model, that is not that much of a problem. You can start with the older model, like this one, if you find it for a good cheap price, like this one. Say this one was under $23. This one is about $100. So that's quite a difference in the price, of course, but for the price, it's still a good buy. I would not pay like $50 or $60, what is the usual price for this version, brand new or slightly used. That is too much. I would rather spend more money on that radio. Of course, it also matters what you want to do with it. If you say you just listen to a regular station, you don't need to tune in that much or use the sidebands and all that. This radio here, the older version, still gonna work really well. It's just not that much price difference, say between $50 and $90. So if you have the money, I would go with the new model 110%, unless you really are depending on AA batteries. Now, the stand, of course, from Counticom, that fits for both radios. It doesn't matter which one you put in. That is easy to do. The stand is really nice to have. Worst case, you can possibly 3D print or even make something out of wood, but because of the shape and size, the tall the tall size of the item, the stand really helps. That I found that out really fast, that is needed for this radio. I did not see any angled stand. This is just straight up, but that works perfectly. Just saying, that is a also sorry that you should get for it if you can. So that much about the older Tecsun version of that style of radio, compared a bit with the new on top model from Countycomb.